Going. Perfect. So recording in progress, that means we are good to go. So super, super excited about this call today. Like I said, I've been waiting for this all day today. So tonight, I'm super excited to introduce someone truly, truly special. She's a woman that's really making real waves in this industry by showing up exactly as she is, funny, powerful, authentically herself. And the crazy thing about this is that I met her, I want to say about a year ago at Horizontes en la Playa. And within minutes of meeting her, I felt her energy, I felt her heart. And I remember her offering me to help right there and then, something that to me was super, super special because I had just joined pharmacy couple months before meeting her. So that truly just spoke volume of her. And then not only that, but it just shows what type of leader she is. And even being from a different team, just to have the same understanding that we have to work together to make pharmacy number one just spoke truly volumes of the kind of person that she is. So since then, I've been watching her pretty much be the amazing person that she is, showing up, building a business, building impact, and proving that your story, your voice, and your truth self is your greatest strength. So, the revolution, I want you to give the most warm welcome to the one, the only, and I love her, Tamara Swayze.
Aw, the goodness. Thank you so much. That was such a sweet and kind, warm welcome. The feeling is mutual. Thank you so much for having me. I will never forget meeting you and your team in Mexico. And I just felt like I clicked with you guys right away. And you're right, we are all in this together. And you said it spot on that this industry is like we have to work together. And when we all win, pharmacy wins. When somebody rises, we all rise. And that is truly what this is all about. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see if this works. Okay, you guys can see that, right? All right, let me make it bigger and I'll get started and I'll let you guys know a little bit about me. And it's her, is it Hernan? Am I saying it right? Why Hernan asked me to be here. Um, let's see, make it a little bigger here. There we go. Okay, so this presentation kind of speaks to my heart. You'll see the goofy me there on the left. That is how I show up 24/7, pretty much 99% of the time. And that's what I look like. That's how I run my business. And we keep it real around here. It's just how I roll. I have to, because if I didn't show up as myself and I didn't share from the heart and I didn't just roll out of bed and talk about my morning glow drink, I wouldn't be authentically myself. I'd be pretending. And who wants to put makeup on at 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10 in the morning? Okay. I said 7:30, but I get up later than that. So keeping it real.
Okay, egg number two. If this doesn't work, I'm going to try it with white eggs. Okay, I could see it. Oh, that's a very clean peeled egg. I could I could see where this would work with like the white eggs. The brown eggs are made differently. Okay, I'm gonna do part two of this with white eggs.
You might be thinking, what did I just watch? And actually, I spoke at convention. I'm not sure if you guys were there. You might have seen that video. This is the full presentation where that comes from. So you guys get the whole presentation and where my heart truly lies as a leader and as an individual in this industry. Let's just call that a little bit of an icebreaker, but it is genuinely me showing up as who I am. I had just dyed my eyebrows the night before. I was looking looking like Dan Levy. And I just was like, you know what? I saw this funny thing on TikTok. I'm going to share it. I can't tell you how many interactions I got from that video. And this is a perfect example of just being yourself, being real, being relatable. And we're going to talk all about it because in this business, you can also put a lot of pressure on yourself, right? So, I am a real person. I run a successful business. You are going to see that across the top of this presentation because you have to remember that as the quote says, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. We can look at Jackie and we can look at these phenomenal leaders with thousands and millions of followers. And we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And we think sometimes we get caught up in the comparison trap and we're like, oh my gosh, I have to be like her if I want to be successful. No, you have to be yourself in order to be successful. You just have to show up as you because your people know and love you. They care about you. You're the one speaking to them and you're building trust with your audience. So we're going to talk about it. So, of course, this presentation, I can't go without saying, let's get real, let's be weird, let's have fun, let's be us. So that's the topic. So a little bit about myself. My name is Tamara Sweasy. I am an Emerald Director with Pharmacy. I have been in this industry for 9 years, but I have actually only been with Pharmacy for 1 year. And I'm going to talk about my journey and how I got here and where I am and where I come from in this a little chat tonight. I have two fun facts about myself just to continue to keep it weird. One fun fact about me is that I am deathly afraid of geese. I was attacked by a Canadian goose and I was supposed to get staples in my head. So if you see me running from a goose, you know why. And another fun fact about me, I cannot go to bed without clearing all the dishes in the sink. I cannot go to bed with dirty dishes. Drop a one in the chat if you're like me. I don't know if that's a control issue or what it is, but it's like they'll haunt my dreams. And I have let go of my fears and I am here to empower others to do the same. It is my mission to help others let go of what everybody else may or may not be thinking about them and to show up as themselves. I'm not watching the chat, guys. So if you have questions, you can unmute or we can talk later, but I also love your participation. It's fun for everybody to see what everyone else is saying too. Okay, so here we go. So your purpose is too big to be held hostage by perfection. Anybody else a perfectionist? Anybody else way overthink the process? Drop a 2 in the chat. Yeah, we've all been there. We all have hesitated before, but guess what? If you want to be successful in this industry, you gotta let go of that perfectionism. You have to show up as yourself because we are in a duplicatable business. And if you are being so perfect all the time, you're showing your potential teammates that they have to be perfect too. And that's impossible. Nobody's perfect. We have to show up as ourselves. I will probably say this 10 more times. Forget what anyone may or may not be thinking about you. Think about that, what they may or may not be thinking about you, because we put so much pressure on ourselves when we're posting and we're sharing. We're thinking, oh my gosh, everybody's going to analyze that. They're going to judge me, or my skin doesn't look clear enough, or blah, blah, blah. All these negative thoughts that can get into our head. That's totally normal, guys. When I came into this industry and about to share my background, it was the hardest thing to get by, and it is the hardest thing for a lot of teammates to get by, right? I'm sure a lot of you on this call are probably still having that internal battle every day, showing up as yourself. So the background of me. I was career hungry. I went to a Big Ten school and I had to prove myself. I got a big job. I moved out to Washington, D.C. I worked for a huge corporation. You guys, I hated that job. I absolutely hated that job. I was working hours upon hours. I had to clock in, and it's okay. You can have a corporate job. Trust me, I wanted a corporate job. I'm so happy I had that job because I learned so much from it. But I also learned what I don't want in life. And I love the freedom that this industry can give you. So while I was with that corporate job, I actually was with my prior company, but I was too scared to show up and build a business. I loved the products. I loved the company, but I was way too scared to it. So I poured my heart into my corporate job because I said, well, this is what I'm supposed to be. But deep down inside, I really wanted to find success in this industry. Well, fast forward 1 year after having that corporate job, uplifting my life and moving to Washington, D.C., I was let go during COVID. So I lost that job. I was about to be jobless and homeless at the same time because I could not afford my rent in Washington. So I moved back in with my parents because I had nowhere else to go. I remember sitting on their in their living room and I put my head down and I was watching in that my upline, Brittany Metke Powers. If you know her, you gotta love her. She's absolutely amazing. I came over here with her. But I remember thinking, gosh, if Brittany can do this, I can do this too. If Jackie can do this, I can do this too. If Ale can do this, I can do this too. And I started putting my head down. I learned, I emulated, I wanted to be like them. If they can do this, I can do this too. So I went from being in a corporate environment where I was controlled to controlling my destiny. And you have to decide how hungry are you? And that's when I let go of those fears. Did it happen overnight? Absolutely not. We're here to talk about it. All right. So confidence comes from showing up for yourself consistently. If you keep showing up, you are going to be more confident. You're going to find more success. You're going to be proud of yourself. You're going to be like, "Wow, I did that." And then you're going to gain that confidence and then all of a sudden it's going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I can do it again." Or, "Look at me. I just did that and I didn't even know it," right? Your value isn't determined by others. It's defined by the belief that you have in yourself. The belief that you have in yourself. Again, let go of what others are thinking about you because, to be honest, they're not thinking too hard about you. We put so much pressure on ourselves, but they see that post that you do and they're like, "Oh, good for her." Anybody listen to the Mel Robbins podcast? Or have you read the book, The Let Them Theory? I am actually listening to it again right now. And today that hit me again. She was like, who cares what they think? They're allowed to think that. Like, let them think that. Let them think whatever they want to think, but they're not paying your bills, you guys. They're not paying your bills, right? Okay. Be yourself because everyone else is already taken. I love that quote. You have to show up as yourself. When I first started actually working the business, I put so much pressure on myself. And still to this day, I still have self-talk and everything. But we have to talk to ourselves and we have to gain that confidence by showing up. So, a lot of you on here probably are social media masters, but I'm going to talk through my approach. And, if this helps you, maybe you're brand new to the industry, maybe you're brand new to this team, maybe you have a teammate that's brand new, and we have to remind ourselves of the basics and how important it is, right? So during that time, if you recall, I said I lost my business during COVID. I had no opportunity to work in person. So I learned very quickly that I had to forget about what my high school friends may or may not be thinking about me because those are the ones that terrify us the most. Why? I have no clue, right? But they do. So I had to show up and again, they're not paying my bills. So how I became successful is letting go of what others are thinking, but then I really realized like this is a job, you guys. We really have to show up, and we're gonna talk about how you can build your business through the power of social media. But I actually had a call the other day where somebody it was an upline leader of ours, and she was like, great leaders show up and do everything. They do social media, they do in person, they do events, they attend the calls, they host the calls, they do everything. So really pour your heart and soul into it, guys. But today we're going to focus a little bit on social media. So, of course, as you know, you can post the reels, you can do the lives, you can do the stories, and most importantly, you have to get in the direct messages. And again, I let go of what people are thinking about me. I showed up as myself, and the fun part about social media is you get to be exactly you and you get to share whatever you want to share. Nobody's controlling you. Nobody's telling you what to post. Nobody's saying you're not supposed to like that product. You're supposed to like this product. No, we are in an industry. Our business, are you kidding? How many products do you use from pharmacy a day? Like, guess in the chat put in the chat, guess how many you use. Has anybody ever counted? Let's see. What's everybody saying? I'm actually going to pull up the chat. 10, over 10, 40. I would say like close to 40 for me as well. I swear. By the time I do my makeup, our glow drinks alone, right? I mean, they have a bunch of products in them. So the point is that we are so lucky with this business that we are touching these products all day, every day. Stop hesitating. If you are using them and loving them, make a post, do a live, share your glow drink, talk in your stories. I'm not even going to tell you what L-carnitine and aloe glow did to me at first because you all can guess what it did. And I talked about that in my stories because I'm a real human and people have real experiences, okay? My audience related to that, and I have built up the courage to talk about that. All right, so I don't know what to post. Well, like I just said, if you're touching it, share it. If you're ordering it, share it. If you're unboxing it, share it. If you're even just thinking about it, share it. And this, again, from a leadership perspective, guys, talk to your team about this too. You might be a pro at it, but your teammate might be seriously struggling. They might love the products, or use this as an approach when you're talking to new potential teammates, how they could show up with this business, right? Again, people are looking at us. Look at me in the bottom corner. My hair is a mess. I just woke up, but I was talking about how my nails be nailing because of the collagen. And look at it. I don't even have nail polish on. These are my real nails. Thank you, collagen. Thank you, pharmacy collagen. Do you think I talk about this every time I do my nails? Absolutely, I do. And people are real and they want to hear about that because they might have brittle nails too, and they might want to fix it. So if you're not showing up and sharing the real, how are they ever going to know what their problems are that they could solve with pharmacy as well? Not just the business opportunity. Obviously, the products, that leads into the opportunity. We're here to build trust with our audience. Okay, we are in the relationships business. Did you know that? Did you know that? Yes, we sell a bunch of products, but did you know we're actually in the relationships business? Relationships first, products are second. Does your audience really know who you are? Okay, so tell me, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I share a lot about myself, I'm positive my people know me, and 1 being all I share is business. Nobody really knows who I am. From 1 to 10, 10 is being personal. Like, and when you're personal, that's a good mix. How close to you are you to 10, guys? Let's see it in the chat. How close to you are you? 7, good job. I would say more than 7 for you. You do a very good job letting people, just going live lets people know. Paula says 1. Okay, so Paula's got some growth to do. Paula wants to show up more and let people in. That means Paula's nervous. And that's okay, Paula, because we were all there. We've all been there. 3, fellowship house. You also want to grow. You also want to start sharing, but you're nervous. You guys, room to grow. We have so much room to grow. And yes, it takes courage. Thank you for sharing that, you guys, because you just saying that out loud in the chat is a step closer to building your business and showing up as your authentic self. 7 is great, you guys. I would say I'm a 10. I probably over filter. There's no filter, okay? But that's also what has brought me so much success in this industry is because I'm not afraid to be myself. As Hernan said when we first met, I was like, "Can I share a tip with you? I'd love to share a tip with you." I was like, whether he wants to hear it or not, I want to help him. I want to see if he'll help me back. Look, we're exchanging. We follow each other on social media. We're creating community. We have a relationship together. When you let go of that fear, and we're going to talk about at the end, I'm going to recommend some podcasts and some books and some things for self-development, because if you're not working on yourself as an individual, if you're not growing here, you're not going to grow in your business, okay? All right. All right, so you are a real life human. If you said 1, 2, or 3, or 4, 8, or 5 or below, just remember you wake up every day and you were born however many years ago and you've had multiple experiences in your life, and every single day you have something interesting to share, whether you think you do or don't. Listen, if you go to the grocery store, that's interesting to somebody because somebody would love to know what you're shopping for. Somebody wants to know what you're cooking tonight. Somebody wants to know what you have for lunch, because why? People like following real people, relatable people that have lives. And that is what, remember, we're in the relationships business first, product secondary. When you open your heart up and you allow people in, because we have to do that because that's where trust is built. If you're not sharing from your heart and you're not sharing who you are, how are they ever going to want to buy something from you? I mean, unless you're like a really good marketer and you have it down and you can like teach me your ways because for me it's all about the human connections, okay? So just be real, share who you are. This is like my background, my family, my trips, my dogs, my food interests, you know, like you can learn a lot about me from just looking at this and I share all of that on social media. So if you follow me, you pretty much know all about this. I should probably put a goose on there. Okay, forget what anyone may or may not be thinking about you. Has it gotten into your head yet, you guys? Because if you don't let go, you just got to do the scary thing. You just have to hit post and then don't delete it. Don't archive it. Don't hide it. Let it be there and then proudly look at it a month later and think about a month later, wow, look at how much I've done since I posted that and I didn't die. I'm still here. Wouldn't you know? And then you have to think about how many posts have you done in between? Like reevaluate a month later and be like, okay, I could probably share a little bit more, or I've done a good job. I'm proud of myself, right? Self-growth. Okay, relatability leads to conversations. This is the most important part. In a world where you can be anything, be yourself, because authenticity is the foundation of trust. Again, if I don't post anything on social media at all, ever, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, buy this. You think anybody's gonna want to buy that? They're gonna be like, cool, bye, like scroll. You know what I mean? Like they have to hear the story of why. They have to see you using it over and over and over. You have to build that trust with them. You have to build the trust between the two of you first, and then you can talk about the products, and then you can talk about the benefits of the products. I think this was one of the first times I was making aloe. It had just relaunched a year ago, and I was scared to make it. I didn't know what I was doing, so I went out in my garden, I grabbed some mint, and I made a mojito. I made a mango mojito. Talk about being real. I know how to drink a mojito, and this has mango flavoring. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a mojito together. I've obviously upgraded since, but that got a lot of conversation going, okay? This is the whole point. Even if you don't know what you're doing, whatever you do, you're still being yourself, and your people are going to like that. You can't be afraid to share it with them. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Again, how do you feel when you get an order? If you're like, I don't know how to do this, I'm a 1 or I'm a 2 or I'm a 3. Think about how many times you're touching the products. How do you feel when you get an order? Share it. Happy dance, right? Show them your happy dance. Be proud. Thank them publicly for their order. Like give them permission. Or you don't have to say their name or anything. You can just be like, my friend just bought this. I'm so excited. This is why she bought it. We love this together. Can't wait to hear what she thinks. You have a million things to market. You are holding yourself back, okay? How do you feel when you recruit a new teammate? Extra happy dance, right? Celebrate them out loud, share about it because that's showing the rest of your audience, okay, this weirdo that I've been following for a while, she's really finding success with this business. She's not blowing smoke. That mango mojito is actually paying her bills. What? And guess what happens when that happens? They start paying more attention. They want to be more interested in your mango drink, your morning glow drink, your recovery drink, your makeup, your clean makeup, all of the stuff, your skincare routine. They're going to start paying attention, but it's up to us to share and be ourselves and talk them through it. You're not boasting. You're not overconfident. You are working your business. We are all entrepreneurs here. Do the products make you giddy? Share it. Do you love the freedom? It's my favorite part. I love traveling. I love earning the trips. I love having incentives. I love chasing the carrots. I'll talk about it all day long. Is it the community? Talk about your friends. And actually, we're going to move on to the next slide because this is perfect transition. So your audience does know and love you, but everyone else is really important as well. Okay? So you have a team. And if you're on here and you're saying, no, I don't have a team, you don't have a team yet, on your downline, but look at this call. Look at everybody on here. This is your team. You have a team, okay? Everybody here has a team. You have someone and something in this business that you can edify. Being on this call tonight, post about it. Look at what I'm learning. You like, not to toot my horn, but like this is a great training. Do you know how some people would pay? Like I say, I joke all the time. If I had to pay ChatGPT for the therapy and the coaching and everything that ChatGPT gives me, you guys, we're getting that in this industry. We are so fortunate to be learning from rock stars. Talk about it. Every time you have an opportunity like this to share, share it because you want to show people what they can have too. So talk about your teammates, talk about their success, talk about their wins, talk about their rising because it's proving that you're not alone in this industry, you're not alone in this business, and that everybody else is finding success. Everybody else is tuning into the calls. Everybody else wants to learn and everybody else is growing together. When you treat your business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. So, oops, sorry. So start showing up like the CEO you are. Okay, you guys, we're all bosses. Like I said, we're CEOs. What is the title that you are working towards right now? Say it in the chat, but I want you to say, I am going to be, or I am, let's say, let's keep it simple. I am a director. Because you have to think it in your head. You have to believe it in your head. So for me right now, my team and I'm working on a diamond. So guess what I'm saying? I'm a diamond. I'm a director. I'm a platinum, Marie. That's awesome. I'm a platinum. I'm a diamond. I'm a director. You guys are owning it. I'm a director. You have to believe it. Show up as the CEO you are. And listen to me when I say this. When I first started working my business in this industry, I kid you not, I showed up like I had thousands and thousands of followers. I showed up like I had a huge team. I showed up like I knew everything in the books. In fact, I got in trouble with compliance because I was working so hard and going so fast that I didn't even know what I was doing. I was learning as I was earning, but I kept showing up and I kept sharing like I was the boss of it all. Okay? Don't get in trouble with compliance, guys, but that was a different company. So once you start believing in yourself and you start showing up and you start, you can host a call with your team. You can host a call with your friends. You can start edifying yourself. You can start showing your skills. You can start sharing like, hey, there's so many ways that you can edify yourself and show up. Like if, for example, if there's something that you had a win today, like if you're like, oh my gosh, I got a new teammate. This is how I did that. Go share it with your whole team. Again, this is your team. The revolution is your team. I'm your team. Pharmacy is your team. Edify yourself out loud and share with them. You are a CEO. You are a boss. You are rocking this business, okay? If you don't step forward, you'll stay in the same place. That just totally speaks for itself, right? So a little homework, which is all probably stuff that you should be doing. Maybe you're already doing it, but when we write it down and when we hold ourselves accountable and we lock in, and if you want to take yourself from a 1 to a 6 or a 7 to a 10, you got to start giving yourself the tasks and holding yourself to it. So go home, or you're already probably home. After this call, post one piece of content that feels really truly yourself. Show up authentically. It doesn't even have to be pharmacy related. Like I mentioned, I dye my eyebrows. I don't miss an opportunity to talk about me dyeing my eyebrows. That has nothing to do with pharmacy, but it makes me a real person, right? Whatever you're doing, maybe spring is coming, maybe you're gardening, maybe you're, gonna go volunteer somewhere, whatever it is, you have to show up as yourself. So mix it in with the business, because if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, the orders aren't coming in, I don't know who to have conversations with, you have to show up as yourself. And then start 5 genuine one-on-one conversations based off of that post. Because I guarantee you, if you're posting as yourself and you do nothing related to pharmacy, or if it's slightly related to pharmacy, but you're not like, here's my link, go shopping, you're going to get interactions, you're going to get likes, you're going to get comments, you're going to get involvement. And then it's up to us to take that relationship into the DMs and comment and message them back or go to their page and give them some love. Even if they didn't post something on their page from like 3 months ago, go comment on that post from 3 months ago. It shows them that you're interested in them. And then shoot them a message and be like, thanks for giving me the love. How are you? Like, I haven't seen you for a while. Start a real conversation with them and watch your business blossom. And yes, it takes courage to have those conversations, but you're showing up as yourself. And remember, they know and love you for you. And then go live with products while sharing something personal. So when you're going live and you're talking about what you're doing, actually, Hernan, you're so good at this too. You talk about what you're doing. I've seen you do this when you share. You could be talking about the glow drink, but you're also probably talking about maybe what you're doing for the day or what your goals are or, what you did last night or this funny story. You guys, people like relatable. And if the product flashes in there, of course they're going to pay attention to that. Subconsciously, you're already sharing the opportunity with them just by being yourself. So when you're feeling this pressure of all of this, just remember it's all about just being yourself. Take the business pressures away and take the pressure of hitting your goals, take the pressure of sales, take the pressure away of building, show up as yourself and be naturally yourself. Share naturally from the heart why you're loving these products. Don't chase the sale, chase the relationship because that's where we're going to grow. Our business, and this is the end. Thank you so much for being here. But I just want to share, we have to invest in ourselves, remember? So if you want to take a screenshot, you can grab these. These are a couple books I've read, a couple of podcasts that I listen to and or somebody that I follow. The Mindset Mentor, for some reason, I just kind of I go towards him. I mentioned the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. You can listen to that one over and over and over. It really helps in different ways. And Eat That Frog is a really good book about overcoming like the overwhelm of tasks. Like seriously, it's a good read. It's a fast read. So I think that's the end. Yes, it is. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you
That
for
was
having me. It was great to hang
amazing.
out with you guys.
Absolutely. Well, Tamara, again, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for your time, for inspiring us the way that you did, your authenticity, your energy, your message truly impacted all of us, I'm sure, because I see the chat that was going crazy. So thank you so much. You reminded us about how important it is to be yourself because that's the best thing that we have. That's what we have to share with the world. So thank you very much. And team, let's take this energy. Let's run with it. Let's finish strong. We're almost there to the end of the month, all of us. So let's hit those goals. Let's go strong. Let's show up. Let's be bold, like we learned today from our awesome guest tonight. So thank you all for being here. Let's go out there, create impact, and thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Bye,
for showing
guys.
up.